Hello, this is Mark Viquez, regional correspondent for the website Stadium Journey, the industry's leader in sports, travel, and reviews. Check out the new website, new and improved. And we also have a map locator of all your stadiums we have visited. Hopefully, you can check it out. That's stadiumjourney.com. My guest today is Mr. Eddie Hull of the Queen City Corn Dogs of the Southern Collegiate Baseball League. Eddie, welcome to the show. How are things down there in Charlotte, I assume?
Yes, sir. Mark, thanks for having me, man. This is it's an honor and I appreciate the coverage on social media this past week.
Yeah, that sort of just blew up. And the reason why I found out about it is I had Jason Morangas on as one of my guests. He and I are buddies on Twitter. He's got the baseball map. He also updates new logos and rebrands across the baseball world. And he had you guys on his baseball map. And I'm like, the Queen City Corn Dogs, who are these guys? So I did some research. Of course, I'm 2 hours south of the Lake County Corn Dogs of the Northern League. So I just had to compare the two logos for the Twitter world. And I don't know, pretty even. Some people like you guys, some people like the Lake County guys. But who was first? Who were the first to call themselves the Corn Dogs? How did that happen?
Lake
How does that
Lake
happen?
Lake County was definitely the first ones,
Okay.
and I had found out about it after we had kind of come to I guess, a consensus on what our new name was going to be.
Mm.
And it seems like most of the Twitter love was more directed at those guys because they were mustard only on the dog because we had ketchup on ours. So
Yeah, well, I tell you, there's a lot of ketchup loving hot dog people out there talking about you, Ed Rivera, and Kevin Hook, buddy of mine from college. We went to a baseball game in Milwaukee, and the idiot put ketchup on my hot dog as a joke to see if I would eat it. I threw it in the trash. I wanted nothing to do with that. But I got mad love for the folks who want ketchup on their hot dogs. That's your thing, not mine. So I'm gonna step away from my biases. I'm a mustard guy, but if you want
see,
ketchup, go
I'll
for it.
do both, but I definitely think I think ketchup's a little stronger down south. It seems like, at least from
Okay.
what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like ketchup at all. Ketchup as a mixture, like in a cocktail sauce, or if you're making fry sauce like they do out in Utah, uh, maybe mixing it in for some kind of barbecue sauce, I'm fine. The only time I like ketchup in its purity right out of the bottle when you dip a nice hot French fry in it. That's it.
There you go.
I don't
Yep,
want it on
that's
my
that's
burger.
classic right there.
Yeah, I don't want it on my burger, my hot dog, my chicken nuggets. I have some niece and nephews. I said, you can eat this. You can eat your chicken nuggets and hot dogs with ketchup, but once you turn 10, you got to retire from it. So we'll see how that goes in a few years. They're looking at me all
Oh
funny,
man.
like Uncle Mark, you're funny. So, uh, all this talk about ketchup. How did you come up with the name Corn Dogs? How was there other names in the process? Was it fan voting, juggling, pick out of a hat?
Yeah, so let me give a little bit of background about our program first, and that'll kind
Okay.
of, I guess, lead that direction. So I'm a co-founder of our program, the Queen City Baseball Club in Charlotte, with a guy named Daniel Cook. We're both high school coaches here in Charlotte, and
Nice.
we kind of, I guess, 3 years ago, we kind of came together and started like basically a youth and travel organization in the Charlotte area, kind of focused on development and practices more like high school and college stuff. And we started with a lame name back in the day. We were the Queen City Talons because his high school team was the Hawks.
Hmm.
That lasted about 2 years, I guess, and we started getting some better players just because of kind of how we were running things. So we decided let's change the name, let's rebrand, let's have some fun with it. This was kind of the time the Savannah Bananas were coming around, and we tossed some different names around.
Hmm.
And we have one kid on our team. His name is Jack. We call him Jackie O. And if you've seen the movie Semi Pro, they talk about corn dogs, Jackie. The
Mm.
Will Ferrell's character says that multiple times, and so we always said that to this player in our program. So we were just thinking about nicknames with our guys, and that popped up, and we were like, corn dogs, Queen City Corn Dogs. So we did a little research. I had a logo guy kind of come up with a design, a
Nice.
local guy here in Charlotte that I went to college with. And I guess the corn dogs were it's been a pretty big hit. It just helped us from a branding standpoint, kind of gaining some traction. And obviously, people like you seeing us on Twitter and social media has been huge. But our kids love it. Our families love it. As soon as you say you play for the Corn Dogs, people know, which is pretty cool. And then we were able to expand into the collegiate summer ball starting this summer. So I think that's even going to help us even more. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely exciting times. And I gotta say, your logo, I like it. It's very grandiose like, probably without the grandiose price tag of at least like $10,000 from what I hear. Can you tell me
yeah,
more about the gentleman who designed it? You said it was a college buddy of yours?
yeah, college buddy of mine named
Nice.
Jared Allen. He works at a sports marketing company in the Charlotte area, and he's just really good with social media. And he's done a few different logos for me in the past. So I reached out to me, he put a couple things together. If you go to our website, there's a few different logos you can see that he did. And actually, one
Okay.
of my coach's wife, Coach Nick Daddio's wife, kind of pulled that single corn dog out of a circle logo that we kind of had generated. So the
Yes.
single corn dog that you had on Twitter, she actually kind of created a little bit of that, made it look good for our hats and different things like that. So we got the primary logo, circle logo. We got the script logo that I'm rocking right
Yeah.
here.
Nice word mark.
So
There you go.
it's come out. It's come out pretty well.
Yeah. No, you can't argue with that because it'd be great to be a small team like yours out in the Charlotte, North Carolina area and obviously get maybe some interest from across the country. Have you seen that? Ordering for merchandise, asking questions about the corn dog?
Absolutely,
Nice.
absolutely. I'm still working on the business side of things on how to clean up my shipping for merchandise and different things like
Mhm.
that. But I have sent some hats out to Texas. I sent one out to Utah.
Nice.
I've sent a couple to some buddies in Nashville, and it's just generated some brand awareness, which has kind of been the goal for us. And I'm a business guy, so that was
Mhm.
I always love the marketing classes. So that was kind of what we were shooting for, and people love it, man. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I live out in Indianapolis. I'm in Fishers, and I the Carolinas. It's like you can just accidentally fall into a minor league ballpark. It seems everywhere you go, there's a team. In the Charlotte area, Gastonia, Charlotte, Kannapolis. Of course, you got you guys down there. The Pineville Porcupines, I think, are nearby. You guys, is that true?
Oh yeah, they actually play at at the same field that my high school plays at, and
Okay.
right down the road. And we're excited. I just got those guys on the schedule this week, so we're excited.
Yeah. Yeah, and because it was funny because I saw their new logo. Yours isn't new, but it was new to me.
Yeah,
And hopefully I got you some Twitter followers because of that. Since
you got us a lot. Thank you.
just the people that follow me and the people that I follow. My goodness, when we see a good logo, we're like crack. We're like a cat to catnip. We're like, "Oh, that's a new logo. We got to check it out." So yeah, that's one that really is nice, and it's just amazing how we live in a world we have two corn dogs, baseball teams. So if we ever get you guys to meet in the middle somewhere, you could duke it out
That'd be
uh,
awesome. That
for
would be awesome.
battle of the battered hot dogs. So
Hashtag battered battle. I love it.
the battered bastards of baseball. Little play
Even
on
better.
the Netflix special there. So,
Yeah.
all right. So you guys are in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League. I wasn't too familiar with these guys. What can you tell me about this league? Why join them? Were there other options?
Yeah. So I played basically, we took over operations for an organization called the Carolina Vipers. I played 3 years of summer ball for them.
Mhm.
My fourth summer, I was in college for 5 years. My fourth summer, I actually played with the Gastonia Grizzlies
Oh yeah.
before they kind of got out and Jesse took him to Savannah. But so I
Oh
played for the
Jesse.
Carolina Vipers, and they kind of came to me and they were closing up shop basically, and they said, "Hey, do you want to kind of take over our team in the league? And you guys can rebrand. They're okay with everything." And so I talked to the commissioner. We kind of set everything up, and we entered that pretty easy. It's definitely a smaller league, like in comparison to the Coastal Plain League. I would say like our roster right now is comprised of mostly local Division II guys from schools like Lenore-Ryan, Wingate, Coker, Lander. Got a couple Division I guys from Queens University and here in Charlotte, where I actually coached for 2 years. So I have a good connection with those guys. Have a bunch of JUCO guys too. So
Nice.
the roster's coming together pretty well. I've got two really good coaches too that we brought into. One guy named Bryce Davis. He's from the Midwest, and he's currently living in Chicago, running basically hitting classes up there. And he coached in the Western Canadian League last summer.
Oh yeah,
And then my pitching coach is from Plattsburgh State, which is upstate New
I know
York.
Plattsburgh.
Yep.
Have
So
a
that's Jeff Pluta. He's going to be a really good one for us. But that's kind of our coaching staff, our players, and then the league. I guess itself, it's a smaller league. Last year they had 5 teams. I think this year we're going to have 6.
good. It's a good number.
But it's regional to the Charlotte area, so our travel is within an hour, which is nice. So there's not too many long bus trips.
No.
I have scheduled some non-league games, like with teams in the Old North State League. They've done a great job with their branding and stuff. So we've scheduled some of those guys, but Southern Collegiate League's been around a little bit. It's affiliated with Major League Baseball. It's in that National Alliance of Summer Collegiate Baseball, and Jamie Billings is commissioner, and we're excited, man. I've been around that league for a while, and it's smaller, easier travel. But I think our guys are going to really enjoy it, and just having college guys involved with our youth and showcase programs is going to be pretty cool. So,
yeah, that sounds exciting. I actually had in the Old North State League, Alec Allred on.
Oh yeah,
probably back in April of last year. He came on another league I wasn't aware of, and then I just popped on it one day and I saw these amazing logos, and I said I have to have him on here to talk about it. So.
Alex done a great job with that league, like just from the logo standpoint and kind of their reach. It's been pretty much the whole state of North Carolina. He did contact me about possibly getting into that league, but I had already kind of got in with the SCBL. But Alex doing a great job.
Well, good. I'm glad you kept your promise to the CSBL instead of saying,
That's
"Oh,
right.
bye, guys." Well, you see how you guys do. If you guys provide that type of atmosphere that. I'm not sure what you're looking for. You're looking to get player development. What would it be like if what are you planning on for your games this year? Like, where's the venue? How much are tickets? What can I expect?
Yep. So all of our home games are played at a local high school. So it's a private independent school here in Charlotte Latin School. It's not going to be the environment yet that the Coastal Plain League has or some of those Old North State teams have yet. We're not able to sell beer yet, different things like that. I've looked into some things like that, but one day that's on the docket. So this summer we're kind of just trying to get our foot in the door and bring in some guys and develop them the right way and keep them engaged throughout the summer. But we do have season tickets. We've sold a few already. I'm doing $99 season tickets for about 30 home games. And I've done an early bird special down to 79. So I've sold a few. Absolutely.
There you go. There you go. Now, where exactly? Obviously, are you in Charlotte or just on the outskirts? Is it?
Yeah. So our ballpark is about 15 minutes south of downtown Charlotte. So it's in South Charlotte, really right in one of the best parts of town. So yeah.
Yeah, because I was in Charlotte a couple years ago, and it feels like every time I go there, I'm just there for a baseball game, and then I leave. Everybody tells me what a great town it is and things to see there. So, if I'm visiting Charlotte,
what games?
I was at the Charlotte Knights game. I was there about 12 years ago when the White Sox came into town. I saw the Charlotte Knights in 21. I was doing a tour of the Carolinas and then back up. Now that was right after COVID, so some things were closed. But I was trying to find things to do. Like I went to Birdsong Brewing Company. Somebody told me that was a great place, but it was closed the day I was there, and somebody wanted me to bring back some Red Oak beer, and then I bought it, and I found out you had to keep it refrigerated. So I kept 2 cases of Red Oak beer refrigerated from Charlotte to Indianapolis.
There you go. It's good. Red Oak's good.
Took some. Yeah, it is very good. It's a very tasty beer. Apparently, I told somebody that goes to Greensboro all the time for family just swears by it, but he'll go there during Christmas, so it's a little bit cold outside. It keeps up well, but during the summer, you got to pack yourself a cooler and keep it iced. I mean, I'd even have
That's right.
Yeah, and it's like, really, I got to keep this cold? The heck kind of beer is this? It's good beer.
It's hot down here in the summer.
Yeah, no, oh my God, it got hot here. I was in Texas last summer. That got hot. I was dripping sweat every time I took a step outside.
It's
in
humid here.
Charlotte.
It's a different kind of heat.
Yeah,
Yes.
it gets ridiculously hot. I was like, my God, my wife would hate this place if she was here with me right now. Just drip. I had shorts on, and you can just feel the sweat coming down.
Oh yeah.
Your leg. Oh, it was gruesome.
That's what I warned. I warned the two coaches that are coming down to coach the college team, Bryce and Jeff. They're coming from up north. I was like, guys,
Yeah,
expect 95 to 100 at 4 o'clock for BP every night.
yeah,
7 o'clock will be fairly comfortable, but
nice.
early BP will not be.
Yeah, yeah. No, I had a friend in college that went to Plattsburgh. We did graduate work at Indiana State.
Okay.
I don't know if he played baseball there. I know he played in high school, but he would tell me
Okay.
Plattsburgh, our trip to Montreal,
Oh yeah.
taking the ferry to Burlington to catch some Vermont Lake Monster games, where I guess were
There
the
you go.
Expos at the time. So yeah, a little different up there during the summer, which
That's right.
beautiful part of the country too, don't get me wrong. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Charlotte's got more baseball going on. So
We got some great baseball.
yeah,
Definitely.
all right, perfect. So you said you played for the Gastonia Grizzlies. Was that 3 years you said?
Played one summer with the Gastonia Grizzlies.
Okay.
That would have been the summer of 16, I think. I think they were around for 1 or 2 more years after that,
Mhm.
before Jesse kind of got out of town, and
Yeah.
Gaston College ended up taking that ballpark over, and then they brought the independent ball team to Gastonia. But that was a great time. I love the Coastal Plains League, man. That was something special.
That seems like fun. Did you have any indication Jesse would have this phenomenon called the Savannah Bananas? I mean, did you
Yes,
see
it
any
does not
inkling?
surprise me.
No, it doesn't
Yes,
surprise you. Okay.
we would do different things during games and in between innings like they do now. Nothing to the extent of what they're doing now, but we would dance in between innings. I remember taking a rose up into the bleachers to some young
Mm,
ladies or some older ladies, throwing things at people with big pants and trying to catch it in the pants down on the field. He was always trying that stuff, and he was still wearing the yellow suit then in Gastonia.
oh, really?
So
So
he was.
that started in Gastonia. I did not know that.
It did. That's right.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I remember hearing about the Grizzlies back in the day and how it was a lot of fun. And by the time I got down there, they had the honey hunters, and I went to an afternoon game that was a makeup from the night before due to rain, and there wasn't a lot of people there. Nice ballpark.
Oh, that place
Uh,
is awesome.
it's one of
Beautiful.
those, yeah, it's one of those unique ball, like the design of it. It's like 5 rows deep on all sides,
Yeah, and
and
you can play. They can play football and soccer on it as well.
yeah, yeah. So I wish them well. I think that's a great idea for Gastonia, and let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
It should be
It's a
exciting.
great town. Definitely a good baseball town up there in Gaston County. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. So, anything else you guys are planning for at the moment? You got your coaches, you got your players coming in. Anything else that goes behind the scenes? Uniforms,
um,
hats.
yeah, I guess I could share some uniform updates, and I'm sure I could post it on Twitter as well. We're gonna
There you
rock
go.
all yellow this summer, so we
All
got yellow tops
yellow. Like
and
it.
yellow pants. We're sponsored, or we have a contract with Wilson and Evo Shield. So that happened within the last probably 6 months. They've taken care of us. We do all of our kind of team stores and different stuff through them.
Mhm.
So we'll wear an all yellow uniform, and then we have an all white pinstripe that's going to look pretty clean too.
Okay.
The hat will be a navy hat with a gold bill, with the little corn doggy on it. And I think what we were trying to do with that was just kind of just to have fun and get weird with it.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I didn't want to do just the standard whites and grays. Like if we're gonna do whites, we're gonna do pinstripes, and we're gonna put some cool stuff. I put some sponsors on the sleeves. I've already got some sponsorships going. But the yellows, I think, are going to set the tone for the summer. And it's pretty cool, too. Our youth guys and our high school teams in the summer will be wearing the same uniform. So, those guys will be able to come to the games and rock those. And, I think kind of just have a sense of belonging is kind of what we're going for. And
Yeah.
we have great families that are going to, host some of our college players, too, which is huge. You know how important host families are. So we're excited. I think the league's going to be great for us, and no, we're pumped to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, definitely. Looks forward. Now you could also take the yellow tops and the pinstripe bottoms and wear those. If
Yeah, I think we can mix and match. We
kind of
could
like the Pittsburgh Pirates of the late '70s. That's how they
we
they
could
had pinstripe homes and they had yellow homes, and they would.
Mix and match.
mix them up. Yeah, take like Dave Parker on the cover of Sports Illustrated back in the day. I was like, man, that's a weird looking jersey, but
It
what's
works.
old is
It
new
works.
again. So
That's right. So I'm a big fan of the all color. My high school team, we wear all powder blues. I was thinking about doing that for the corn dogs, but not yet.
I like powder blue. I definitely like powder blue, and I'm
Oh yeah,
glad that that's becoming in vogue again. Because growing up, I'm a little bit older than you. You know, powder blue was what I was at that age where you had teams still wearing powder blue, and some teams going away. You know, the Royals had powder blue, the Blue Jays had them, and then the Cardinals had them. It never looked right for the Cardinals when I was a kid, but I,
right.
I, I think I
Can't
appreciate
forget
them.
my Braves too, Mark.
The Braves had them as well. Yeah, and that looked
Yeah.
normal too because they had blue. You know, it was just when you're a kid, and I look back at an old baseball video now, playing in these giant 60,000 cookie cutter stadiums with AstroTurf. I'm like, oh, that looked horrible. Like that
Oh man.
didn't look normal.
No, I love turf now and everything they've created from that. I would choose a turf ballpark all day, but AstroTurf, absolutely not.
Oh no, no, Astro. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
No,
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. It's like, yeah.
That was way before my time, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think the last major league team that had AstroTurf like that. It's at the point where it's so many years ago. You're right. There's, you
yeah,
never
maybe
played
late
on it.
'90s somewhere, early mid '90s.
Goodness, I'm trying to think. There's a video of me I have on my YouTube page. I'm at the Sky Dome and I'm walking around on the turf and I'm just like hitting on it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I've walked on that. I played kickball on it. Never played baseball on turf. And it's a carpet. I've been on the Metro. I used to work for a soccer team in Cincinnati, not FC
Hmm.
Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Riverhawks. Back in 2003, 20 years ago, right out of college, I drove up, took the bus up there, and they played a game on that Metrodome turf. And the soccer player's like, it's a freaking carpet I'm playing on. This is horrible.
I mean, I can't imagine sliding on that or diving on
Oh,
it. No, God.
well, they would have dirt on there for the base runners, but you're right. A guy
Right.
like Andre Dawson didn't want anything to do with the turf in Montreal. He's like, I want to go someplace where it's grass. I got bad knees. I'm getting
Absolutely.
old. So, oh my goodness,
Absolutely.
I tell you. So there's any other new teams joining you this year, or you said it's a six-team
In the
operation?
SCBL, yeah, I would say kind of the most maybe renowned team in the league would be the Mooresville Spinners. I don't know
Oh
if you've
yeah, I've
heard of
heard of
them.
them. I've
Um,
reached out to them a few times to be on the podcast, but nobody ever got back to me. So Morrisville, you're on the hook. You're on
I'm
the
gonna get on my
watch.
boy Flop, Philip Lofton. I'm calling you out right now.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
send him
There
a
you go.
text right after this.
Send them a
But they
text.
do a
They
really
will.
good job. They sell beer and have a really good environment, similar to
Okay.
Coastal Plains League. So
All right.
I would say that's kind of the most popular team in the league. You got the Lake Norman Copperheads,
Okay.
the Concord Athletics, and the Kingsmen have been in it. I'm not sure if they'll be in it again this year. That's coached by Joe Hudak, who used to coach at Winthrop University. And there's one other team that I've heard is going to be in it called the Regulators, but I have not confirmed that yet.
Okay. Now are you looking to get as popular as the Spinners? Like, is that something you see yourself in 5 years? You want like maybe a different ballpark, maybe a little more minor league like, or
Yes,
yes, okay.
yes, 3, 4, 5 years from now, would love to be at some a local park where we could sell beer and kind of create that
Yes.
environment. I think that's huge for summer baseball. Our facility that we use now is awesome. But I do think that's the one thing that we're going to lack this summer.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
um, eventually, I guess the problem with Charlotte is it's grown so much, like a Nashville or a Dallas, I guess, to where there's no old ballparks here anymore. It's you either got your high school fields, the big minor league parks, and that's about it. So like we're kind of limited on like an old ballpark, which I would love to get a hold of and
Hmm.
fix up. So if there's anybody out there that I don't know of, I would love to get in touch with them. So
Yeah.
we're always thinking about that.
If anybody has an old ballpark lying around from the mill days of the 1930s, give Eddie Hall a call. He could be located at the Quad City Baseball Club on Twitter. Be
That's
taken.
right.
Yeah, well, that's the fun thing, just going into an old ballpark or just any kind of ballpark and fixing it up. I know that costs money. I know the Madison Mallards, they're
Oh yeah.
famous for, fixing up that old water park, which nobody wanted. And,
Mhm.
I always call them the original Savannah Bananas. They're the ones who, got people coming in by the 6,000, 8,000 to see games there.
I've
And
heard great things. Is that the duck blind? Is that what they call it?
the duck blind is their, I think it's called the duck pond, the stadium, but the duck blind is their inclusive all you can eat section. Now that's
Gotcha.
very common now in baseball, but I'm saying about 10, 12 years ago, that wasn't. I showed up there, and they gave me a cup, and it's like, okay, help yourself. 12 beers on tap, 10 local breweries. I think one was Coors, one was Budweiser. I'm like, really? Like all you can drink, all you can eat. It was a festival. I was just floored. And that's before they made a
Yeah.
little more renovations to the gift shop with old bleachers and added a second kind of duck blind to the left field. Yeah, that's that play. I don't know how things are there now. I assume they're still good.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but that was the first time I was like, wow, this is absolutely amazing.
How much was
So
that ticket?
at the time it was about $30.
Okay,
32
that's
bucks.
awesome.
So all you can eat, all you can drink, your ticket. So you're thinking maybe $10 for the ticket, $8. I mean, two beers at a ballpark back then probably would have ran you about eight. So,
Oh yeah,
free
that's a great
parking.
deal. God.
No, it's a heck of a deal. And, there's people that, I was up in Royal Oak, Michigan, outside of Detroit at a Leprechauns game. They're in the Great Lakes League. And there's people telling
Okay.
me, I'd rather come out here than a Detroit Tigers game. Number one, it's closer. There's always some kind of special going on, either for beer, food, or tickets. Free parking. It's a great atmosphere. They do a wonderful job with promotions. So, you know, heck, I'll buy season tickets or I'll buy a flex package. Get people to come back.
Absolutely, you can't beat that. That's the goal for me one day. Hopefully, we can get
Mhm.
there and create some traction. So,
Yeah,
but if you're in town this summer, Mark, man, you got a free ticket on me. I'll
I
leave a
got a
ticket
free.
for you at the gate.
All right, I like how that sounds. I like how that sounds. And will you have corn dogs there?
The plan is to have corn dogs. I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to
Yeah.
do it. Whether we want to have the fryer on site or, we're going to make it happen though. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know that's what the Lake County corn dogs said. We'll have our own corn dogs. They didn't. They didn't have their own recipe, but they did have corn dogs.
We
So
do have. Speaking of that, I didn't mention this. We do have a corn dog mascot that we've unveiled a
okay.
little bit on Twitter, but we will have a mascot in full corn dog suit with the stick between his legs, and it's going to be fun.
Oh wow. How much did that set you back? Those mascots are not cheap.
I'll tell you, this is more of a Halloween costume,
Oh,
so it was
okay.
only about
Okay.
120 bucks. So it
Oh, there
was.
you go. There you
We'll
go.
see. We'll see how it goes, and if we need to
Yeah.
invest in a better one, we will.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you just get a couple people out there to run around in goofy outfits, and that's all you need. And people are like, hey,
Absolutely.
look at the kids will chase after them, try to get their autographs. So
I'm still trying to chase some people down to put the mascot suit on, but if nobody will do it, I'll put a pitcher in there that's not throwing that night.
internships, just get an internship. There's so many people looking to get some kind of credit, and they could be the mascot, and who knows, that can lead to bigger and better things in the future.
Yes, I have one intern right now, Peyton Spencer. He's a student manager for the Charlotte 49ers, and
That's awesome.
I don't want to give him too much, but I may throw that at him as well.
Yeah, he's an intern. He's got to learn the ropes. It's
That's
either
right.
be the mascot or he's got to take the uniforms home and wash and dry them.
I know. I think the laundry would benefit me better, but
Yeah.
the mascot would be fun for sure.
Oh, I tell you, I tell you. Now looking at the jersey on the wall, is that your alumnus of the 49er
Yeah,
program?
yes, sir. That's my Charlotte 49er
Nice.
jersey that Coach Hibbs gave to me on senior night in 2017. Um, Best 3 years of my life. I played 3 years there. I played a year
Sounds
of
like
junior
it.
college before that at Lewisburg. But Coach Hibbs is a special mentor to me. He's currently the head coach at Wichita State now.
Nice.
But he's awesome. I've known him forever. I was the bat boy there growing up, so a lot of connections there. And Bo Robinson and Brandon Hall were assistant coaches there as well when I was there, and those guys are first class, and I loved every minute of it.
All right. Yeah, I can't imagine that wouldn't be some of your best years of life. Playing college baseball, traveling the country, just playing the game you love, and now you continue that being with the Corn Dogs. So best of luck with you, Eddie. Should be an exciting time for the Queen City Corn Dogs.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you guys having me on, and
Yeah.
I was honored to see the tweet the other night, and this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you want teams to see that. Sometimes you tweet something that, oh, I hope the team says something or follows me, or we have a little banter. You guys just jumped on that like minutes after I posted it, so that was great to see. So you guys are doing a great job on social media. You're paying attention. Uh, you know, best of luck with that. All right, Eddie, where can people find the Queen City Corn Dogs online? How can they find out about tickets? And what's the name of the ballpark? If they're in the Charlotte area, they may stop by.
Yep, you can go to our website. It's queencitybaseballclub.com, queencitybaseballclub.com. And everything's on our site. You can buy season tickets through there. There's a link to our shop with some merchandise as well. And if you're in the Charlotte area, all of our home games this summer will be at Charlotte Latin School. And feel free to reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And you look up Queen City Corn Dogs Baseball Club, everything will come up, or the tag Queen City BSB. And we'd love to connect with you guys. And I handle all the social media right now, so I'll get back to you usually within a couple minutes. So
Yeah,
we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. Very quick. All right, Eddie, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it because I think maybe 3 days ago I didn't know who the heck you guys were. So go Corn Dogs and was it Roll Dogs? That's your
Roll Dogs. Yes,
Roll
sir.
Dogs. All right. I love it. I love it. All right, that was Mr. Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall of the Queen City Corn Dogs coming in as our guest this week. I kept it to about 30 some minutes just to test my theory. Jason Morangus told me that 30 minutes is a good time to cut off your interviews because after that, people get a little bored. I don't know. You tell me. I don't get a lot of feedback from my podcast. I get people listening to them, but nobody tells me, hey, great interview, good stuff, except maybe Zach Beeson on a regular basis. I know Mr. Paul Caputo will tell me some nice things about the podcast, so I appreciate that. But let me know, is 30 minutes a good time, or should I go 40 minutes? Should I go an hour? Sometimes I have great conversations with guys and girls, and we go for an hour. I mean, what do you want me to do? Tell them to shut up? Maybe do a part one, part two. Yeah, how about that? So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. I know you have your podcast to choose from, but I appreciate you coming on to the Ballpark Hunter podcast. Couple reminders is, hold on. A couple reminders is next week's guest. I have a gentleman that's going to talk about a sport kind of like baseball, but it's not baseball. It's Palo. Am I saying that right? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's Finnish baseball. And I'm going to be with a gentleman. His name is Ron Bronson. Ron Bronson will be my guest next week. He's going to talk about his trip to Finland to a ballpark to check out this unique sport that was inspired from a baseball game. The inventors saw a baseball game in 1907, said our game was too boring, and it sucked. Now, back then, I think a baseball game probably lasted about an hour and a half, but he thought our game was too boring back in 1907. So we are still complaining about baseball being boring. So he goes back to Finland, creates his own sport. By 1920, he has it, and they're celebrating over 123 years of Palo. So join me. That will be a very excellent episode because I don't know what to expect, and it's a whole new game for me. So Ron Bronson, Palo next week. And, you can always go back and check out my other interviews. I had Mike Castro and Gary Oforth. They're the Ballpark brothers. They're like me. They go to ballparks, and they're Met fans, and they talk about them. I had Jason Morangus. He's the creator of the baseball map, or that baseball map. And before that, I had another gentleman with a Charlotte connection, David Ruckman of David C. Ruckman Creative. And every now and then I talk a little hockey. Sam Cockwell of the Falkland Islands Hockey Association. You know that island that Argentina and England fought over a little over 40 years ago? Yeah, I had a bloke from there. So check all my podcasts on your Sorry about that. Check out all my podcasts on your favorite organ. Is that how you call it? Sorry, we had a little bit of a snafu there. I hit the wire and all of a sudden I couldn't hear anything. So gotta love basement podcast. So anyway, this is Mark the Ballpark Hunter. Check me out on YouTube, Ballpark Hunter, Stadium Journey, YouTube. I said YouTube already. Twitter, check me out. I don't care. I'm Ballpark Hunter. Anywhere you go, you'll find me. I'm gonna edit this all out because it sucks. Until next time, my friends. Adios.